When I was in the 4th grade, my dream was to become a professional baseball player. I remember sitting in my desk writing an essay on it. At the time, we were covering Martin Luther King Jr., and we had listened to the I Have a Dream speech enough times to probably recite it. We were then asked, "What is your dream?" As soon as the paper was handed to me, I began writing. I'm telling you, I had the whole thing already mapped out in my brain. Attend NC State on a full ride. Become the best player in all of college baseball. And last, but most importantly, become selected as the #1 overall pick to my beloved New York Yankees. After that, it was the usual. 10 World Series, a few MVPs, and of course, the Hall of Fame. At that moment, my entire life was planned out. Basically, a major league or bust mentality. Not once did I consider the plan God had for me. Just before my 7th grade year, my life took a very unexpected turn. My mom told me on a Wednesday morning that it was time to switch schools, and by the weekend, I was enrolled at Epiphany. Upon first hearing the news, I was extremely upset. I was leaving all of my friends, and frankly, this move wasn't a part of my plan. But sure enough, God's plan for me was so much bigger than I could comprehend. After a few months at Epiphany, I saw how career-focused the school was and decided I wanted to have a real job, and baseball soon dropped off my radar. I then used Epiphany to, well, as cheesy as it may sound, uncover the gifts for the journey. I thought I was destined to be an engineer. I had math and science teachers such as Mrs. Walker and Mr. DeCamp who worked with me outside the classroom with whatever concept I seemed to struggle with. While I enjoyed the technological application of those subjects, I realized that doing math was not how I wanted to spend my free time. Next, I was determined to become an attorney. I had advisors like Mrs. DeCamp and Mrs. Childs by my side for that phase. You see, I would spend hours in Mrs. DeCamp's office picking her brain about colleges and law school. She never failed to give me the best advice available. Mrs. Childs was the advisor of the mock trial club. She gave me so much confidence in myself that I didn't even see at the time. However, when Andrew Brazier, attorney at law, lost its charm, it was Mr. Wang who introduced me to my next profession. He introduced me to financial guru Dave Ramsey. Finance became my new passion. After shadowing a personal mentor of mine, Mr. Daniel Roberts, it has become clear to me that I want to become a financial advisor and truly help others. Without Epiphany, I wouldn't have the family of mentors I have now, and I wouldn't know what made me special or the gifts I have. You see, God works in mysterious ways. I know many of you have had similar experiences to me, whether it be bouncing back and forth between professions or what school to attend. I mean this gracefully when I say it doesn't matter. It does not matter. I promise each and every one of you will make waves in whatever you do. I know some of you who are still in elementary school, probably with the same dream I had. Chase it. Chase whatever dream you have right now, but if you change your mind, that is certainly okay. Upper schoolers, returning alumni, those currently planning out your future, I bet many of you have switched professions and majors multiple times. But I promise you, it's all going to work out. You are going to make a difference. To my left stand some of the brightest people I've come to know, all with big dreams to make a difference in the world, all with dreams to follow God's plan. Emily Blanford, if for some reason I need a heart surgery later in life, you better believe I'm going to track you down. But if God decides a different plan for you, that's okay. You're going to make a difference. Jackie Elliott, I know you're going to become a phenomenal teacher. Kids are drawn to you like moths to a flame. But if God decides teaching isn't the route for you, that's okay. You're going to make a difference. Mr. Josh Hall. I love talking politics with you, and frankly, you have my vote if you plan on running for office. But if God doesn't put your name on any ballot, that's okay. You're going to make a difference. For all of you who are unsure of what is next, don't worry, you are going to make a difference. Jim Valvano, one of the greatest coaches of all times and one of my personal heroes, said something that changed my life forever. In every single day, in every walk of life, ordinary people do extraordinary things. Ordinary people accomplish extraordinary things. The seemingly ordinary people to my left have accomplished so much just by following God's path. The plague survivor himself, Matthew Clayton, survived an amoeba in a foreign country and a severe concussion on American soil. Matthew, there is nothing you can't overcome. Cassie Bluthman, yes, your writing accomplishments are unrivaled. But when you teamed up with me to plaster thoughtful notes on the lockers of our peers, that's when I saw your writing talents flourish. You have a big heart. Use the power of language to display that. The Brinson duo, Jason, Mary Grace. You both stood on this stage and gave wonderful chapel messages which changed my life forever. Jace, I remember peppering you with questions in the hallway. You soon answered them in your message. And Mary Grace, I could not think of a better person to share God's love. People mistake extraordinary for things on a grand scale, but in reality, the most impactful things happen on a much smaller scale, all of which make a difference. Chase your dreams. Run after them until your legs don't look anymore and it feels like you're going to crawl across that finish line. Whether you're just a 10-year-old with a dream or you have a 10-year-old with a dream, you are still a part of God's plan. If you don't reach that dream, it's okay. You're still going to make a difference. Life is full of ups and downs. We all know it and we have all heard it. Just remember, every low point means there is a high point just around the corner. And each up and down is just part of God's greater plan for us. We aren't made to know how He works or what He has in store for our future, but we are made to know a few things. First, to live your life with no regrets and to realize with every failure comes a teaching moment meant to push you in the right direction. Second, to treat everyone around you with kindness and compassion that shows others that they are always having a helping hand and a shoulder to lean on. Third, to love with a fire that mimics the love God has for us, that shows others they are loved and always cared for. And finally, no matter what happens in our life, that all we need to do is trust in God's plan. Thank you.